Hello everyone, this is Brandon. Today I'll be reviewing a game that I played versus a KGS 1-don. I'm black. Here, white plays a influential move. So I play here to kind of negate that. If I play anywhere else, there is a chance that he might approach here and try to build his influence this way. And while this is okay, because white is a bit over-concentrated if he does something like this, but he might also try to be really influential and try to take everything. And I prefer to simplify the game. And he does the same with this move. So I play 4-4, also leaning towards the negating any center influence. And he goes here, which feels like he's just trying to stop my extension. And I jump in here right away. And he does this one, which is going for influence again. And here, I don't want to do anything like this, because it just helps him build his influence, makes more solid, and then he has a good extension here. And it's also gote for me. So here I just tanuki. And that's because pretty much no matter what he does, I have a good response. I can do this one, to which I have a base, I'm out, and he doesn't get very much here. And he has to probably do something like this, and then I jump out and I'm fine. Or if he does this attach, it's the same where I can just live here. And I'm not helping him too much on this side, because later, if I want, I could shoulder hit, or he maybe invade. Depends on the surrounding stones. But he does the same here, and then on this side, I respond, and he just tries to build a wall. So I push to here, because now my corner is alive. If he turns here, I don't have to really respond. So the more stones I have here, the more solid my corner is. So he can even attach here and get this move, and I would still be alive, which lets me tanuki. And also this turn is not that big here, because it's not sente in the corner, I can do something over here to reduce anything he tries to get on this side. So I play here. And this is also kind of aiming at that other variation we showed, this one here, where now this move is even better. And at the same time, it's giving me some profit on the side. He goes here, which is also, looks like he's trying to stop me from extending to here and trying to expand his center, which is very hard to do. So I just take profit. And playing something like here or here is not too good for him. So I think he made the right choice in playing this one, but also it doesn't seem that good either, because he's pretty much forcing everything to be in the center, to where if I just play here and live, all of his points are gone. But he can't enclose that in one move, so I just go here. And my goal here is just to attach and get sente. So what I assumed would happen would be he would go here, I'd go down, and he'd connect, and then I would have sente to do something else. Maybe over here, do an enclosure somehow. But instead he just extended here, so I was happy to push and then play here. So this move sort of looks at the corner, but mostly I'm playing this to try and reduce his center from getting too big. Because white could just invade at 3-3 if he wanted, but I have more points than he does. And this one's a maybe, but it should be fine. So if he were to 3-3, the game would still be close. and he would have to really make a lot here in the center. But instead he does this one. So here I had two options. Well, these moves are forced. And here I have two options. One, I can just capture the stone and sacrifice these and take Sente. Or I can descend here and fight. Now, the issue with fighting here is just that it makes the game complicated, and you have to be able to read all this out. And yeah, it just gets really complicated. And chances are white will live or get out because I just have too much weakness on the outside here. My corner, if he cuts it off, maybe doesn't live, and then this group is not alive. So there is a chance I could kill it, but I would have to read all of that out. So instead I chose the more simple one, more solid, and just guaranteed that I had Sente. And then played here to reduce his area a little bit more while giving me some points in the corner. Then I used that Sente to make my corner solid. And he stops my extension again. So now that I have all these moves here and moves here to reduce the influence he has, I thought it was time to finally do something in this corner. And I do this one. Because he blocks, I just make my base. And I end up just living in the corner like this. And I also got Sente again. And the reason I didn't attach here is because he can do this move, which is, again, it complicates the game. And I feel ahead, so I don't want to complicate the game. And also, he has all this influence to where if there is a big fight, it's likely that it would favor him, even though it is far away, but it's just he has closer stones, while mine are farther away. And this just gets really complicated, to where you'd have to be able to read all this out in a game. And I just show up to here, and it definitely looks complicated. And this is just one variation. White may play something different, but black, I think this is the best variation for black, and it does not look that good to me. So I play it here to keep it simple. And also, even if white does not do the cuts and plays here, and I do the same variation, the corner is slightly bigger, but the outside is more solid. Here, there's a one space difference, and also it's a bit weaker. So here I can still shoulder hit or invade or clamp. So it feels like he needs to defend here, but he needed to defend here after he does this. So yeah, he just has a much weaker shape in this variation as well, which I liked. Then I played this one to sort of over-concentrate him, because even if he were to block like this and connect, he still has some issues in this area. Or at the very least I go here, and then it's a pretty big reduction, and it feels like he makes almost nothing here. I would recommend this move, because I feel he's behind, and he has all this influence, and he has to somehow use it to make points. And if he cuts like this, it kind of turns into a fight, but it's again complicated. But this is one that I could not avoid, and is not too bad for me because I just have one weak group here that I need to live with. But instead he backed off here and let me connect, which I thought was nice of him, because now there's really no weakness here. I'm reducing his center. I'm maybe gaining a few points here. And then he plays here, which I guess he did not want me to get a move around here to try and connect and make points here. But really the biggest move is over here. This is the much better direction, because not only is he making points, he's stopping me from approaching and making points myself. because this one I just don't care about because this is the bigger side. And he goes here again. And because this move was mostly just to reduce his center here, I really don't mind him taking points here. In fact, the more he tries to take this away, the more I gain elsewhere. So I just ignored and jumped here. And then he does this one. I just jump again, just reducing his center, which is pretty much the only area he can really get points. He peeps, and then caps. Not really sure what the peep is for. I think if you're going to cap, it's better to just do it right away. I'm not really sure what he's trying to do with this peep. And so I try to reduce his area. And I'm not going too far because, again, I'm ahead on points, I think. And if I go too far in, it gives him a chance to where he can cut me off. Like if you were to go this far, gives him a chance to start a fight. So you want to do a good, like this one you might be able to get away with, but again, it kind of gives him a chance. So this was the farthest I was willing to go because here it's, at the very least I could do this to connect either to here or here. But you also don't want to go too close, because if it's too close, he's happy just to go here. But he attaches here, trying to get the maximum amount of profit in his center. And I could be aggressive and Hane here, but again, it just gets complicated. And I don't like complicated. So I just go here. And pretty much whatever he's getting in the center, I got here in the center. So I would call this an equal result. And since I was already ahead on points, I should still be ahead. Even though he got quite a big center here. It's not too big, but it's not small. He tries to reduce me, but he has too much weakness in his shape. He does this again. But like I said, once you play high moves, you really don't want to force points because it's really not made for. It's made for influence. So like if I were to try to do something like this and force it, it's just feels like I have too much weakness. I can't really do anything. I would have to go here, and then he just lives anyway. Then I would have to defend, and then he's pretty much alive in Sente. So it's much better to not try and do anything there at all, at least for now. So first I just played some big in-game. And then I played here, because really there's not much else that's bigger. He goes here, and then here. On this game I'm not going to focus too much on the end game, because really that's not my strong point. So we'll just quickly go through the game. And because I'm ahead, I'm just playing nice and simple. Getting rid of his Sente moves while playing some Sente moves. Not sure if I have to do this, but I felt ahead, so I just played slack. And just reducing. And like I said, my endgame is not very good, so if you see a better move and want to point it out in the comments, go ahead and I will make sure to read it. But yeah, this was a very simple game. And this one was on KGS. And I'm going to try and play the 1-dan rank on all the servers. Just so you can get a feeling for every server. And so yeah, so in the end, I won by 5.5 points. And all I really did was just kept an eye on his center. Didn't start any useless fights. Played good direction, and that's how I beat him. Because normally when you see someone doing these weird openings, their main goal is they want to fight. And they want to trick you. So like here he wanted to fight, I refused. Here I just played solid. And here he just really wanted to build a center for some reason. Not sure why. But yeah, just you gotta just play nice and solid. And play moves that respect your opponent's influence. A lot of people, when they see influential games like this, their first thought is to take as much territory as possible. And they sort of forget that they need some center moves to help negate White's influence. If not, White gets the entire center, and the center is bigger than it looks sometimes. And a lot of times they end up losing. So you just gotta learn to respect it and take your points, but also you want to try and play some high moves. But for now, that's it. The next one should be coming soon. If you enjoyed it, let me know. If not, let me know what you think would be better. Or if you have any recommendations, anything like that, just let me know. But thanks for watching.